Okay, boys and girls, wasn't that so interesting learning about Arctic fox and red fox? Today I'm going to show you how to draw a fox. You can choose for it to be a red fox like my drawings are that I did. I did one going the tall way and I have one going across. Or you can make the Arctic fox, okay, with gray crayons and white crayons as well. All right, so here we go. We're going to get started. Step one is you're going to need to take your paper and decide if you're going across or if you're going the tall way. I think for today I'm going to go the tall way, just so it's easier for me to draw sideways here. All right, and you're going to start off by making an oval shape, but you're not going to make the complete oval, so watch closely. I'm going to take my finger and come down a little ways. I'm going to make almost a complete oval, just like this. Coming around, but I'm not going to close the oval all the way. And then from there, I'm going to kind of just curve my line down and curve it back up, okay? And right here, I'll make a little nose, okay, for the fox. I'm going to come up, I'm going to make the ears next. I'm going to make a curve line up and down. Start on the outside, curve line up and down, just like this, okay? And then from the nose, I'm going to curve it up towards that ear. See where the line is for the ear? And curve it up towards the ear. Now the eye sits right below that line where the fox's face is. I'm going to make a little oval there and make a little curved line up and a curved line up so it looks happy. I'm also going to put some little eyes inside, okay? All right, now fox are interesting because they have whiskers, so you can put whiskers in later, but I just want to say that while we're doing it. Now I'm going to make a curved line down and a curved line down for the main part of its body. And then from here, I'm going to make another curved line, another curved line to end, okay? And leave this open because we're going to put the legs in a minute. I'm also going to come up top. You have a choice. You can make the tail, the bushy tail. It's very bushy. You can make it from the top over here or over here. I'm going to make mine on this side, so I'm going to make a little V, just like this. I'm going to kind of curve it down and around, and curve it down and around, making it really bushy. And on the red fox, they have like a white tip to their tail, okay? Now to make the legs, I'm going to make a little line down and a little line down, another little line down and another little line down. I'm going to make 3 bumps on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like this. Then I can bring my lines in more where the belly is and everything. I'm going to extend this up a little bit because I'm going to add some details in here. They have like a white belly right here, so I'm going to make some little lines to add some details, kind of looking like a point almost, or V, okay? Making those little lines come down, okay? And then here too, I'm going to add some little detail lines on the legs. The bottom of the legs are actually dark on the red fox. They're black. So I'm going to make the legs black with my Sharpie marker. You could do this also with a color pencil or with a crayon. Okay, I'm going to go in and add in that dark to its legs. All right. Okay, so then you can go in and start to add in some details. I could add some trees in the background. So I could just make some lines in the background. Remember, trees in the background are smaller, right? They're actually bigger than the fox, but in the distance. And I'm going to just make some slant lines and some letter V's. I could make a land line here on either side. I'm going to frog jump it over and make another land line here. I could put some more trees in the distance, 2 parallel lines up, and I make my letter V in the middle. Remember, we learned how to do this. And a line out, and a letter V. So here I go. I'm adding in some details. You don't have to add these details in. You could add other details in yourself, okay? I could add in another little tree way out there in the distance by just making letter V's. See, out, and a V, okay? I could also make a moon. I could make a crescent moon or a full moon. It's your choice, okay? And I can put some lines in. I could make it look like it had just snowed. I could put some footprints, which I did on one of my other ones. Okay, you could put some mountains in the background if you want to. All right, if it's an Arctic fox, definitely. Okay, and you could put the mountains having snow on them if you want to. All right, it's your choice. All right, you can also put in the distance, you could also put in some evergreen trees. You could put little white snowdrops to make it look like it's fresh fallen snow is starting to fall. All right. So here you go. I also added some details. Here's one I drew earlier. I also added some details. I made some little lines on the trees, on the tree trunks, okay? Now on these that I did, I used crayon And with crayon, I got in all the white spots so that no washable marker would get in there. All right, and this one I didn't use crayon. I also put little footprints in that one going off to the side. Now with this, I did watercolor solely. And this one, I did a little touch of watercolor, if you have any, or food coloring, to do the sky. And I blended it, I did black, which actually looked kind of gray. And then I added a little bit of purple in, okay, which I thought was kind of interesting. But you could do different types of night skies. Also, you could do the whole foxen with crayon, okay? So I could do the foxen with crayon with my red crayon. I could go in, oh, that's that pink crayon again. Where's my red one? Here it is. So I could go in, I could use the red crayon. Don't forget, we learned how to blend colors, boys and girls. So you could add red and orange together to get it that reddish orange look, okay? Look how I'm blending the colors together. All right, and I could just leave that white. You could also add in some crayon here and then use washable markers just on the sky. All right, it's up to you what you want to do. You could also, if you have watercolor paints, you could watercolor paint and then go back in and put crayon on top. Look, I could add some little details, some shadow, right, to the bottom of my fox by adding crayon on top of the watercolor. That's another option that's really fun to do. Okay, I'm using red and orange. All right, you could even add in some little details like this, making the little lines on the fox, making his fur lines, okay? And adding lines in and texturizing your project, okay? This is with washable markers and also with watercolor paints, and then I'm adding crayon on top once the paper's dry. If you do it when it's wet, not a good thing, because what happens is the paper will rip, okay? But I added some detail in afterwards. I could do the same thing on the moon. I could go in and add a little touch of yellow to kind of make that moon stand out more and be brighter, okay? So here you go. So you can go in, you could do washable markers, you can do watercolor paints, food coloring, do the sky, you could color the whole thing in with crayon, or you could do a mixture of several different things to add your color in, all right? This one I did solely with watercolors, and a little touch of marker on the snow, and blend that with my paintbrush, okay? All right, boys and girls, I cannot wait to see what your foxes turn out to be like and what you add to your fox's habitat.